Sonic Movie Show is a weekly show that you can find on a variety of podcast services. Keep up with us by following our Twitter at Sonic Movie Show.
Did they just turn into particles? Like, there's so many questions with that.
Exactly. It takes light 8 minutes, I believe, to travel from the sun to Earth, you know? And I don't know how much a light year is. It's like billions of miles, though. It's like forever.
It's always scary every time I look at, like, the stars, and I'm like, all those are dead. Probably.
Or, like, the youngest ones are probably extremely old, you know?
And then I have the existential crisis of, like, what is the meaning of life? How is this happening?
As long as I have Sonic the Hedgehog, I am never alone. And that's why we're talking about Sonic the Hedgehog on this episode of the Sonic Movie Show. What's up, everybody? My name is Ethan. With me here today is Devin. You got a quote, bitch?
Well, you don't want to slip down here.
I guess that works.
That was the first one I saw. Sorry.
I said we're talking about Sonic, but we're not. We're going to talk about Monster Hunter, I guess. Here on the Sonic Movie Show, we talk about Sonic news, movie news, and Sonic movie news. As always, we only really talk about one of those three at a time, and it's rarely like Sonic news. We actually haven't had a Sonic episode.
That's on Sega though, and the Sonic team.
It's true. I mean,
we expected at the Game Awards, we got nothing. So
I mean, Sega didn't give it to us. Nintendo gave us an image of Sonic. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. It was Nintendo
for one
CG'd
frame.
Sonic.
From one frame.
Exactly.
Because he's not even important anymore. They're like, oh yeah, he's here. Don't worry, I guess.
We got cooler third-party. Sonic was the first third-party character on Smash Brothers, and now he's like one out of like 40. You know what I mean? Fucking Minecraft and Sephiroth are in the game now. It doesn't matter that fucking Sonic's there. You know what I mean?
So don't blame us. What I'm saying.
But I will say, today, the day that we're recording this, December 21st, is the 20th anniversary of a Sonic team game, Phantasy Star Online. Whole lot of people that are slightly older than us played this on Dreamcast. A whole bunch.
Boomers.
First MMO.
Boomer nerds.
Frankly, yeah. Anyone that played a Dreamcast when it was a thing is a boomer to me. All right.
Anything older than me is a boomer.
I didn't know it existed until it was gone. Like, it was like a year and a half, 2 years.
There's a question.
Gone.
I feel like if we went like on out in any street, right, and we just like went down, interviewed everybody on that street, how many of them would even know what the fuck a Dreamcast is?
Right. Exactly.
They'll be like, would they even guess it's a console? Would they be like,
or from Sega?
Is that some sort of science thing? Dreamcast? Is it VR, maybe? I don't know.
Oh, yeah, dream catchers. I have one of those on my backpack.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, no, some stupid kid from high school was bragging to his buddy about how he had all these consoles, and he called it the Nintendo Dreamcast, and I'm like, this fucking loser. He doesn't even fucking know.
And then
he doesn't even know the top 10 games on the Dreamcast.
What a nerd. Oh, wait.
Exactly. But I will say, the Dreamcast, besides the GameCube, probably the last fun-looking console that was like, hey, this thing is just, you just play it and it's fun. Now they're all like black mean boxes or like Wi-Fi routers or mini fridges, you know what I mean? None of them look like, here's a toy.
Yeah.
Like the GameCube was probably the last
skyscraper
one,
in Dubai.
Like, I saw a video or an image of a clear or transparent light blue Hello Kitty Dreamcast and its controller. I'm like, this just looks like a joy. You know what I mean? Like, I'd wake up from sleep, of course, on the weekend, look over on the TV I have next to my bed and just see that bad boy, that Dreamcast, and I'd be like, awesome.
Your Hello Kitty Dreamcast, and you're like, I'm a fucking cool man, dude.
Exactly. I had a TV in my room, and I played GameCube on it for like a solid summer. It was a blast.
I just had VHS.
You know, the VHS copy of Super Mario Brothers, the movie on Amazon, is $150.
Who's paying for that? No one.
No.
Or not.
Yeah, do you ever remember or hear about the Disney VHS like I don't want to call it a scare or like a gold mine, but some dude managed to convince people that like his copy of Beauty and the Beast that was sealed, or maybe it was Snow White, that was sealed VHS was worth hundreds of dollars, because he somehow managed to get it to sell. And so all these people are like putting it on eBay, and like no one buys it. You go right now, sealed copy of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs VHS. It's like $3. Like I even have sealed copies of VHS things in my mom's basement
somewhere.
You know what I mean? Yeah. That's the power of Disney. Speaking about Disney, the newest Disney movie, Monster Hunter, it's not a Disney movie, is in theaters now. Monster Hunter, starring Mia Jovovich. W.S. Anderson is the director.
I think we always pronounce her name wrong.
See, my goal with saying her name now is removing as many consonants as possible and saying it quick enough that you could just mishear me.
Mila Jovovich.
See, I thought it was like just like Mia, like you're not supposed to pronounce the L. Mila Jovovich.
She was in Hellboy. Huh.
Yeah, you like that movie.
No, this is the newer one.
No.
I didn't watch the newer one.
No, me neither. No one did. That was like that made like what, $10 million?
Just $5.
Yeah. Monster Hunter's out in theaters, and we have not seen it. It is like the only movie in theaters right now, I think. And it has no digital option yet, which is crazy to me. The news of Warner Brothers, HBO Max. I mean, like, yeah, Wonder Woman is I don't want to say a bigger film than Monster Hunter in terms of like what it could be, because who knows, we haven't seen either. But like obviously no one's expecting Monster Hunter to make more money than Wonder Woman, even over in China, which we'll get to that in a minute. It's not making no money in China, but Wonder Woman's going to be better sell better everywhere, and that's going digital. So why the hell is Monster Hunter like not like no one, like Netflix didn't come up and be like, hey, here's 25 million. Here's Netflix, 30 million.
Netflix even probably was like, do you want like 5 million for this? Like, I don't know, like we don't know Netflix's demographics, but like Netflix, like I was just watching Netflix before we were recording this, and like all their advertisement is the Chadwick Boseman movie and a bunch of holiday movies. You know, like where would Monster Hunter fit in there? I don't know. So maybe they're like, maybe they did reach out to Netflix or HBO Max, whatever it may be, and maybe there's just no sort of agreement in terms of money. That's what I feel like probably happened. And they're like, okay, well, we'll just run it in theaters, and then maybe we'll have like a digital release a month later. Maybe we'll see it in like January on Vudu or something.
Remember back in fucking April when we had an episode of this show, and we were like, oh, and I mentioned this like 3 or 4 times since then. Oh, Disney is not delaying Black Widow because let's say COVID is done by then, all the other movies are gone. What else are you gonna see? It's a risk, but there's high reward. Obviously, we know what happened with that. I think maybe something similar of like, well, there is nothing in theaters right now. So if someone were to go to a movie theater, they'd see Monster Hunter. So we at least have cornered a market, you know? Like,
yeah, maybe they're like, this movie wasn't probably going to make any money. So like, since there's nothing else out, and the people who just don't give a fuck about their health are just going to go like, sure, let's just target towards that. Like I haven't seen any ads for this.
I see them on Twitter.
See them on Twitter because I watch football still on Sundays, and like usually that's when I'll see like I saw like so many ads for Tenet like when that first came out, and I'm like, oh boy, but nothing. I've not seen one Monster Hunter trailer.
Big movies are back in theaters.
Yeah, Tenet, and that's it. Wonder Woman, I think,
and Mulan. No, never mind.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Black Widow next month? Oh, wait. Oh.
Yeah, damn, that Black Widow was supposed to be November.
Yeah.
No, it's just we had a full year of no Marvel movies.
Kind of good, though. Kind of okay with that. I needed a break.
I wish...
I needed a break.
I wish we ended on Avengers and not Spider-Man. But I mean, that does mean that we're getting a Spider-Man movie next year, apparently. Apparently, we're getting that movie next year. So, like...
Everyone's going to be social distance in the movie. Or it's just all going to be CGI, just the entire thing. Because I all the things that Tom Holland posts on Instagram are just like him in the Spidey suit, but it's just all green screen behind him. So I'm like, I guess they're just doing live action. I mean, we basically know they're doing Spider-Verse pretty much in live action. Yeah. So
I don't know.
Maybe they can get away with just doing CGI everything. But Monster Hunter wasn't CGI. It looks like most of their filming was in a desert.
Yeah, a very hot desert. I think half the cast said something about getting sunburn on their eyeballs, which is not fun.
How? What are you looking at the sun for? Look down.
I don't know how that... Well, I mean...
Keep your head in the sand, actually.
Exactly. Like a kangaroo. Yeah, I don't know. This movie, I want to see it, but, like, I'm not going to go because of COVID. Like, if I wasn't going to go for Tenet, I'm not going to go for Monster
What's
Hunter.
funny, though, we talked about it, what was it, in May or whatever, where we're like, maybe we'll go see a movie in theaters, and then, like...
They need to prove to us that they're taking it seriously. Oh, they're not?
And then once we've learned that, like, COVID had spread much quicker indoors because it's in the air for hours... That's when I was like, okay, I'm not going to a movie theater anytime soon. Which sucks, but
yeah. Here's let's I don't give a fuck about making wagers or bets. Let's take our guesses. When do we think this is going to come to digital services? Regardless if it's a part of a subscription or you pay $20.
Okay, so like either like a Bloodshot or just it's on Netflix.
I'm thinking. I'm going to be cynical here and say New Year's Day.
You think it's going to, in like less than 2 weeks?
New Year's Day.
That's next Friday. Not this Friday, but next Friday. I kind of like that. Either that or the week after. Honestly, like, if they're not doing so hot, like maybe they're in the process of making a deal as we speak. I don't know. I'd hope so for their benefit, because I don't think anyone's going to see this.
They lost a lot of money because of the stupid China shit they pulled.
And also, no one's going... I mean, I guess they're like, I've done it before, gone to a movie theater on Christmas Day, but like...
They always
Monster Hunter, like... Yeah, Star Wars is a good movie to come out on Christmas because it's a family movie. The whole family is going to see Star Wars. Okay, family, we're all waking up. Let's go see Monster Hunter. Dad, what's that? Oh, it's the game I played on my...
PSP.
PSP, yeah, it's great. Oh, okay. You'll love it. There's dinosaurs.
I mean, Japanese kids would go, but yeah, no, I think January for New Year's Day. You know what I mean?
New Year's 2, January 2nd.
New Year's, yeah. Yeah, no, I mean,
when is Chinese New Year?
It's like in February.
Fuck it.
Actually,
I'll just say for devil's advocate, I'll say Chinese New Year.
And the fact that I know this is hilarious because I made a schedule for our personal friend group for lining up things, and I wanted to be funny and like highlight all the holidays, and I highlighted Chinese New Year. It's like I think a couple days before my birthday.
There you go. So, that's when it's going to come out.
Yeah. Okay.
For me on Netflix and HBO Max. I don't know.
Exactly. Now here's the thing.
Disney Plus.
It goes to Disney Plus.
Yeah.
The first ever non-Disney thing, and it's fucking Monster Hunter. Now, yeah, I guess we can also talk about the Disney Plus stuff real quick. They announced a shit ton of stuff. 10 Star Wars shows, 10 Marvel shows,
maybe half of them won't
originals.
Happen in the next 10 years, for all we know.
And then Bob Iger comes out, and Bob Iger says, we're not about quality, or we're not about quantity, we're about quality. I'm like, you announced 35 fucking shows for this thing
during your stock market event, basically.
Yeah,
buy your stock. Look at all these movies we're making.
It was creepy until like they got to the point where they were like, just here are trailers for stuff. You know, besides that, it was just like, you know, like a bunch of wolves holding up like a sheep carcass and be like, "Are you hungry?" And everyone's like, "Yeah." Like,
corporate executives, you hungry?
People. Yeah, exactly. And at the end of it, they gleefully announced that Disney Plus's subscription price is going up by $1. It's going up to $8, and the pack is going up by $1 too.
I think Netflix went up this year too, a couple dollars.
None of them are like as expensive as
funny.
HBO
it's like
Max,
we're
though.
Just going back to. I'm sure it's been said on multiple podcasts. I might even said it on here before, but it's like it's just turning to cable again, and like
bunch of giant all-you-can-eat packages of a bunch of stuff you don't personally have interest in, but there's no way of getting the tiny things that you are interested in them anymore.
Yeah, and like everyone who complains about cable is like, yeah, I do now. I have Netflix. I have all the cable stuff. And I'm like, what's the price difference there? Oh, it's the same. And like what you just said, there's still stuff in there that like we couldn't find the Mario Brothers movie.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Like,
and if you live in an area now with a fucking Comcast data cap, you're actually fucking yourself even over more now.
Yeah.
Because in order to watch something, you're hurting your
yeah, you only get was it
and they will charge you
1 terabyte
leg
of data.
Yeah, that's the Disney Plus stuff. You know, all the Star Wars stuff is interesting to me, but like, yeah, like you said, like this isn't like the next 4 years of stuff. It's like, why would you announce 10 of them? Why would you give names to these? Some of these are going to get canceled. That they just are. We just know that they are.
But it's just like the hype buying of stock. That's all it is.
It's like, it's crazy. Games don't do this. We were talking about this 2 episodes ago.
Do they though?
No, we were talking about this 2 episodes ago for the Game Awards. How so many games are like just announced and they come out within like a year or within a year and a half. Some are like, here's this mysterious thing, but none of them are like, and so Ewan McGregor signed on for this thing, and it's gonna be, and this is basically what it's about. If you want to know, like, you know, this is what it's about, and it's done.
I don't know.
It's like, when's it out? It's airing in 4 years. Okay, but
Kingdom Hearts 3, Last Guardian,
Square, and that's on. Well, The Last Guardian was just because they were bad at making that game. Those
Halo.
are the 2 big ones.
Damn it. I'm not even. I am trying to speak for the Halo fans when I actually have no horse in the race.
That was your crying, tired, wrestling's real to me, damn it.
Yeah.
Voice there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's
where's Halo, Microsoft? Where is it?
Disney Plus. And I'm sure actual Halo fans are much happier having the game being delayed and not look like dog shit. You know what I mean? Like that game just looks like Far Cry
pretty.
now. It just looks like Far Cry.
As long as it's good, I think people will be happy, though. I mean, I understand looking like butt, though. But do you think Monster Hunter is going to be good, though? That's one thing I know we've only talked about here and there. But do you think the movie,
so far, all we've fucking seen, and yeah, I'm not, paying super close attention to all the trailers and all that and the commercials, whatever. All we fucking see, for at least from what they want to show us, is the desert, them in a Jeep, and then monster pops out of sand. That's it.
Yeah.
And it looks like we get 2 parts of this. We get the first time they ever see it, and they're like a military group, and they're like, holy shit. And then the seemingly same scene in the desert where they're decked out in Monster Hunter gear, and she's like grappling one, and she's zipping up to it. I'm like, is this the same scene, or is this the end of the movie? Does the whole place take place in the desert?
I think you just pieced it together there. I think how the plot's going to be, it's just going to be, they somehow get to the Monster Hunter worlds, they're lost, and they meet the warriors who are in this land, and then they train them, or they exchange, their experiences. Like, oh, well, here's a gun. Here's how you shoot it. Oh, well, we have swords that are made of teeth and claws or whatever. And they're like, well, there's this big bad monster, and then we think that, and I bet you the big monster is blocking the portal for them to get back home. And they're like, well, we also want to get rid of the monster because it like raids our village every Tuesday. So we want to make sure we want to make sure we get rid of it. Well, we can work together, and then therefore you can go home, and then also you save us a hassle here in other worlds or wherever the hell we are.
Also, can we come with you because we got like malaria and shit here?
Yeah.
We got coronavirus, so
yeah. But like that's overall, I think it'll be fine. I think it's gonna be the same level like the 2 Resident Evil movies we've watched, but with just like hopefully good CGI. And I would just hope the monsters are cool. Like if the monsters are cool, I guess I'll be sold enough. Like that'll keep me through the plot. It just looks like a sci-fi movie, like on the Sci-Fi Channel, but with just like a much bigger budget. That's what I'm feeling as a vibe check for that.
The CG of the monsters, at least in the trailers, looked very good looking. But I don't get the vibe of this. This is going to do Warcraft numbers, Detective Pikachu, Sonic numbers. Also, I think in like January or February, beginning of the year, is the new Monster Hunter game for Switch.
Yeah.
So Monster Hunter Rise. So like they obviously need to get this movie out around then. Even though I believe this is kind of based off of World. This movie was like financed based off of the success of Monster Hunter World. But
what if they put all their money, all their earnings from that? Like, we're gonna put all our profit into a movie. okay,
Jesus.
let's do it. And then COVID hits. It's like
Haha, failure. Coincidental failure.
and then Monster Hunter Rise for some reason just doesn't do too either. And then we never get a Monster Hunter movie or video game again.
It being
I mean,
on
I
the
hope that
Switch is
doesn't
gonna
happen
make it
because I
so,
did like
crazy.
Monster Hunter World a lot. That was a fun game.
Yeah, it is. It's on the PlayStation Plus collection if you have a PS5 and PlayStation Plus. Yeah, and then obviously, one of the reasons why I think that they're going to pull a New Year's Day for having it be on digital services is due to the fact that I think that they're not going to make a shit ton of money. They're going to make barely any money at all because the biggest market for movies nowadays, before coronavirus, is China, and they basically pissed off China. So they're hurting. Basically,
and before you say it, I want to say that like I'm one of those people that's like, it's a thin line between like art and obviously consumerism and whatnot. China has obviously very strict standards to keep certain things in place, keep certain messaging in place.
Yep.
Which I think is
if
not okay.
If you live in China and you have an iPhone, there is no Taiwan flag emoji. There's no Hong Kong flag emoji. Like that's the tiny little shit that like they just want to eradicate from.
And I don't think that is okay.
Culture.
But for what you're about to say, I think this is probably fair that this should
there's a difference
be
between
talked about.
This and what happened with Devotion, which is an indie game. I think it's their first game together. This indie group. They made some statement in the game and a trailer or something. I don't even actually know what it is, but for the reaction to it, it is less of them being racist and more of a critical about the Chinese government type of a thing. And it's being removed from stores. It's removed from good old games.
And now this podcast will be removed from China.
from China. I support China. You do whatever you want. It's not. I don't know what that means.
No,
in the sense of this
China.
Monster Hunter thing, I support China because there's a scene, and so it aired in China early, right?
A couple weeks ago, yeah.
Yeah, and a video was been floating around of a scene, probably in the very beginning of the movie. A white dude, I think, driving the Jeep. Asian dude, I think, sitting in the back. I think, and the dude in the back is like, "Hey, what knees are these?" And he points at his knees. It's something like that, and the guy's like, what? Kind of a face like, "Oh, they're Chinese." It's like, ugh. It's like
just late. Like one, weird. It's lazy. It's lazy.
It's just lame.
And it's so lame.
It's just so weird.
And I guess I remember you sent me a Twitter thread, but there's a
precedent for that not being a good thing.
Yeah, there's history behind that joke and whatnot that I only been made aware of because of that scene. I guess leaking, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
So like. I am assuming they probably removed that, at least in the Chinese version.
But here's so it was immediately removed from theaters in China everywhere, period. But what people have been saying is that like China has a very thorough and strict vetting process for media, including movies. And the fact that didn't go through is maybe something to do with the way these operations work from home, maybe. But at the same time, China is also basically kind of done with the coronavirus. They're kind of good because they had that shit on lock. So it's crazy that it even slipped through the cracks. And it's like, it's in English. So yeah, but it's also the second most popular language.
Here's the two things I think it could have happened. Either whoever was vetting it did a very bad job. Or they could have, I guess, said, F it, I hate my country. And just like letting this go through, whatever. Yeah. Or the other thing is it was declined, but they just left it in anyways and sent it because I know like I think I've said it before on the show a while back. This show is all about repeating what we've said before. Just kidding. But
I'm excited for the Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
Yes, I think it was in Scream where there was a scene in it that would have made the movie rated. Not X or whatever higher than R, like just like because of gore or something like that.
Yeah.
And they wind up told them they had to remove it. They said they did, but then put it in anyways. So like,
Wow.
I'm like, I appreciate that. Like that's, I guess in a way, people will say it's like anti-censorship when I look at it more as pro art.
There is a difference between making fun of Chinese people and the Chinese government and its actions.
Yeah, I was just saying that like I could see someone leaving that joke in there to either say fuck China, or someone didn't vet it properly. I think those are the two plausible things that probably happened.
Like, this is not the same as criticizing President Xi, I think is his name. You know what I mean? There's a difference between banning Winnie the Pooh in China and criticizing the fact that they banned Winnie the Pooh because people make fun of the fact that the president there looks like Winnie the Pooh.
Or that they have concentration camps.
And being
camps.
racist.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I mean? We could say freedom for Hong Kong and also like, what the fuck, Monster Hunter? Why would you put that in your movie? Like, those, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We can be like, hey, you shouldn't be racist, and also fuck your government. You know what I mean?
We're not saying fuck the people. We're saying fuck the government. In that,
you can't be like, yep, and fuck the Chinese people. You know what I mean? You just don't do that. Shit, I forgot what I was gonna say.
So I wonder if it's gonna stay in the American.
You were talking.
version.
Sorry, you were talking about Scream. A similar thing happened. The Netflix cut. Did you hear about this?
Mm-mm.
You know the scene in Final Destination where the man hangs himself. Netflix cut that scene from the movie and didn't say anything to anyone. Didn't notify whoever owns the rights to it, and they just cut it because of a ratings thing.
It's like when Disney,
it's just like Jesus,
in the one mermaid movie, it made the butt gone.
What?
I remember this was like a while back where like there was some mermaid movie and it showed a butt.
Oh, when Disney Plus came out and people poured through and like, oh, everyone loves Gravity Falls, the Disney Channel's TV show. They removed the Islamic symbol, the crescent moon with the star, off of a hat. Off of this one of the three main characters has this hat, and they just took it off for some reason. Or like it's a lot of stuff like that. Yeah, they.
I remember one of them being about a butt.
For the mermaid one, I think they CG'd the crack away.
Oh,
I think they CG'd away her butt crack. So it's just flesh.
No cracks
Weird.
here on Disney Plus. All right,
exactly.
Nothing goes through the cracks. Right?
Nothing goes through the cracks.
No pun intended.
It's crazy that in a year where Disney seemingly completely abandoned its model of the Disney Vault, Nintendo seemed to have adopted it. It's just like one concept, only one company can have it at a time, and Disney gave it to Nintendo.
Yeah, and now like that even goes with like The Office, just like the show. It's like now leaving Netflix and going on like Peacock or whatever.
I think it's been on Peacock, but Netflix's like rights are
or then Friends, and I'm sure Big Bang Theory is the next one to be sold away to Hulu or something.
Well, they're both on HBO Max. Remember, they paid $1 billion for the two of them to have the exclusive rights to them.
I'm shaking my head. Mm-mm.
Yeah, fucking shaking my head. You could have fed millions of poor people.
You can say that about
everyone.
Like anything in these movies, but I get what you're saying with Big Bang Theory. That's where I draw the line.
I mean, the Russo brothers accepted a ton of money from the Saudi government.
Damn.
Yeah,
we
thought Vince McMahon was bad, but I guess they're no problem.
No one's
the MCU
We've known this for a while.
Yeah.
No one is good. Anything you like has a dark past. Anything you like, it's.
I'm one of the 7 people on the internet that actually really loved the Captain Marvel movie. Hate the fact that it's an Air Force commercial, or the Army, like the U.S. government paid Disney to put the Air Force in there.
And I actually saw
it's propaganda.
I saw that in Germany, on an American Air Force base, in a theater full of Air Forcemen and women. And I definitely got that vibe, and I'm just like, man, I have thoughts that if anyone heard my thoughts, I probably wouldn't make it out of this room.
This is propaganda.
This guy.
But I love that movie. Everything has a dark there's as long as there is capitalism, there is a blood trail where the money came from. Someone somewhere in the pipeline has blood diamonds.
Yeah,
and they use them
there's
to
some
pay
sort
for
of
something.
exploitation.
You know what I mean? It's always
down the
something
line.
like that. I
But
mean,
speaking of
phones are made by
of,
children.
Mila Jokovic, her husband Paul
What
W.S.
do you mean,
Anderson.
speaking of Mila Jokovic?
No. It's gonna tie in. I'm talking about the bloodline. I don't know how
Jesus.
much this is true, but I remember seeing this on Twitter when the Monster Hunter trailer dropped. I think I told you about this, where like Paul, the director of the Resident Evil movies, like went to court or something, or didn't pay someone. Someone died on one of the sets of Resident Evil, and like they didn't pay for like anything, or like there was some sort of issues with that. I don't know the details, but I just remember reading about it. I'm just like, do I want to read this? Because like we're doing all the Resident Evil movies, and I'm like, this is going to be in the back of my mind that like, oh, these are actually might be bad people, or just shitty
That's
people.
true for about every single thing, but it's not true about one fucking person. No, like, yeah, this person has a weird thing that they do, but their involvement is seemingly very innocent. But this person, no matter how fucking much you dig into everything about them, even if you were to go to extreme lengths, that's like breaking like privacy, breaching of privacy.
You're making a lot of
this person.
No, this is all things that
is.
I already know who it is. You could just say it.
Who?
Tom Cruise.
Exactly. The man's the
Scientology doesn't accept any sort of sexuality besides heterosexuality. So it's like, that's already, like, no, you're done. Like, if you're in a religion and you, especially a very strict one like Scientology, it's one thing where you're like, I'm a Christian, I go to a Presbyterian church, and I do believe that two men can get married. Do you think Tom Cruise really thinks that?
I think so. The man has never.
Actually, I've always heard that people have said that Tom Cruise is actually gay. I've heard that. That's like been a rumor.
Exactly. There was that famous South Park episode about it called "Tom Cruise is in the closet," where they literally put him in a closet.
Until he leaves Scientology, he still has that mark on him. Unfortunately, that's my rule. Scientology is bad.
Did you hear about the Did you hear about the audio tape that came out about him?
Yeah. I didn't. Yeah. I watched a little bit of it.
I listened to the whole thing. It's the first ever time any of these leaked celebrity yelling on set tapes is actually one where it's like, this. I actually agree with this person. Like, yeah, he is like being abusive here in terms of like how he's treating people by yelling at them. But at the same time, the things he's saying makes it serious enough that I don't necessarily think this was a bad approach. Everyone was breaking COVID safety protocols on this yacht that he had rented out for $700,000 so that they could safely make their fucking movie.
Why a yacht?
So it's far away from, I don't know, the rest of the people.
Not environmentally friendly. See, there you go. He's not environmentally friendly either. Yachts are one of the most
capitalism.
Yeah.
But he's the
wasn't it
perfect
Christian
man.
Bale? Christian Bale had like a leaked thing a while back too, where it was him yelling at like a dude who was like working the lights or something. He like chewed this guy out.
Yeah, that's right.
Right. Christian Bale definitely sounds like a total asshole, just from the things I've heard. But that's, I guess, part that goes with like the whole like body transformation that he does. He's probably just on edge all the goddamn time because of his diets and all that shit he does, I would imagine.
So, before we started this podcast, and actually this podcast is partially inspired by us watching all the Fast and the Furious movies together, slowly over time. Maybe like a month would maybe go by in between sitting sessions because of scheduling. And we may never get this again, but I would like to do that with Mission Impossible with you, even though I've already seen them all. I would like.
The only one I want to watch
is
the one, the Linus one, because I only heard that one's actually good.
They are,
and my boy Henry's in it, and he's hot. So
all of the movies are good. Now the second movie is bad, but
it's Metallica in it. Yeah, you're right.
It's so fuck off. I don't give a shit. The second Mission Impossible movie is so bad it's good. You know what I mean? Like you'll have fun hating the movie. Like it's just a ridiculously awful movie in a good way. The first movie is a classic, legitimate classic. I mentioned this on the show, and we talked about it. But then the third one is J.J. Abrams. I know we make fun of him for Star Wars, but like it's his first film
And Transformers.
like live action. He did nothing to do with Transformers.
Who made Transformers?
That was the Explosions Man. Boom.
Jesus Christ! I always get them confused because I think of lens flares and explosions.
Michael Bay.
Michael Bay. Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
They do the same kind of shit though. They love their over the top shit. That's why I get them confused.
Well, J.J. Abrams is very much just a Spielberg taught director. Third one, but J.J. Abrams. The fourth one, Brad Bird's first live action movie. He's one of the Pixar guys. He made that movie's fucking awesome. Ghost Protocol, fucking awesome. And Fallout, fucking awesome. These are those literally
Fallout New Vegas
3 through 6 are incredible. The first one is really good, especially for its time. Second one is laughably bad, but I say laughably in the sense that you'll have a good time watching it. So we will watch them all.
Well, that'll be in like 5 years when COVID ends and there will be no more new movies.
Yeah, but
guys,
all of the politicians that said COVID's fake and we're all being pussies are getting their vaccines today.
This episode just turned into like random rants mixed with like, oh yeah, Monster Hunters.
Nothing's more demoralizing than fucking seeing Nancy Pelosi get her vaccine. You should take it last. All of you take it last. All of you.
Where's Monster Hunter? Damn it.
It's only a month's worth of run. What's it cost? $600?
That'd be funny. Monster Hunter's like, okay, we're not making much money. How can we get the money back? January 1st, we drop it, but it's $600 to own it.
You know,
and their advertisement will be like, hey, you just got a $600 check. What are you going to spend it on, bro?
Hey, you just got $600.
Come on, man. Monster Hunter.
I had the awful thought. I sent you a tweet of someone being like, $600 is not even enough to buy a PS5 and a copy of Demon's Souls, at least wherever this person's sales tax is. Because I was able to spend $600 for the two of them. But Maryland's sales tax is very low.
2%, 3%, yeah.
It's like 4%. But
mass, whatever.
Yeah, something like that. But in any case, I had the awful thought of, let's say it was higher. You know, maybe 1,200 is not enough. But let's just say it was something like that. You know how many like fucking Ted Cruz's out there are gonna be like, all these people are just gonna spend it on fucking PlayStations and Xboxes. And
no one can get them anyways. No one's gonna buy it. No one's gonna buy it because no one can get them. The bots are buying them. Make sure the bots don't get them checks. I'll say that.
Hey man, you have an open invitation to come over and play my PS5 anytime
COVID
you want.
restrictions.
No need to be salty. I can be at work.
I'm not gonna go to your.
You just don't tell me.
Ethan.
I come home early and I just like you're sitting on my couch.
Yeah.
I beat Spider-Man for you.
You think someone broke in and it's just like, no, Devin just came over and played Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Is there anything else you want to talk about, or can we read this fucking book?
We can read the book. Oh, happy holidays, everybody.
No, we did that last week.
I mean, when this goes up, it's the holiday weekend. People are still out and about doing their thing. I mean, don't be out and about, actually. Please stay home. Stay home and listen to this show. Stay home and watch Wonder Woman. Stay home and watch Monster Hunter if it comes out. Do that. How many pages we got this week?
I'm about to find out.
We're getting close to the end. It was the start of the battle, if I remember correctly.
It ended with oh shit. Damn it, I messed up the order of the pictures. Damn. It ended with them being thrown off the skyscraper.
And in the movie that was like the last maybe 15 minutes.
Well, no, because then they have the big CG scene where they're running around the world and shit.
But that was like 5 minutes tops. Yeah, and then Sonic got laid. It's fucking wild.
Jesus, this is so hard to take a picture of the book.
You know, there's going to be some
that
point.
sounded stupid. I didn't mean to say it like that.
There's going to be some point in the future. There's going to be some point in the future where we'll have people who listen to this show who haven't seen the Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
I fucking envy you. No, the movie was okay. We watched it twice. I watched it on my fucking birthday.
Yeah, and it's a birthday you're going to remember for the rest of your life. Be like, that's when COVID got...
Yeah, the most memorable part of it was the fact that no one wanted to get fucking ice cream afterwards but me.
You could have got it. You're an adult.
I was too embarrassed to, like, do anything about it. I still have that gift card from you too for Cold Stone.
Might as
And I
well.
have the fucking
Cold
Five
Stone
Guys
might be
one.
that gift card might not be worth anything once everything closes on the Avenue. Because the Avenue had a couple places closed before even the pandemic hit. That one like Italian place closed. That burger place was sold to a different burger chain,
And then they closed.
and then I don't know if they ever opened because they were about to open. I remember. Then I don't know what happened. And then AC Fabrics or AC Moore, whatever the fuck it. What's the store called?
Joanne Fabrics and AC Moore.
So
pick one of those.
one of the latter one. Latter one closed.
That was the one right on the end there.
Yeah.
Because I parked next to that building.
That's where we went, and this lady was having a hard time with us being slow at checkout. Like this old boomer-ass lady.
I think I remember you telling me that.
Yeah.
And then you punched her.
Yeah, and getting ran. Just kidding. That time. It's assault. Oh, I see a yoo-hoo in here. Should get a picture of like Jim Carrey up to like really inspire me.
To inspire you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's a John Marston movie
James
out?
Marston.
God damn it, I did the Red Dead thing again.
It's the it's The Stand,
James Marston.
and he looks like a cowboy in it. Again,
Is it based off of the Stephen King book?
I think so.
All right, they should
It's
all
funny
be...
as you said that. I'm looking at Mila Jokovich's movies. There's a movie called Shock and Awe in 2017, and it has him in it. And it's funny, right when you said that, I looked at him. That was really weird. Like, very coincidental.
You ready?
Hellboy 3. She was supposed to be in Hellboy 3, and maybe that's why she got in the newer one. Oh. Yeah, I'm ready. Yeah.
So, just like every news episode of the Sonic Movie Show, we like to end it with a reading. And I say a reading, and not just say we're reading
From our
a specific
gospel.
book, because this book is almost over. We have been reading for 13 episodes of news episodes. 13 news episodes this year. We've ended with a reading of the Sonic the Hedgehog movie book. Novelization for children about the movie that's made for children.
For all the children listening.
Yeah, we're on chapter 14. I'm tired. As always, I am the narrator. Devin will be doing all of the voices. I'm also sound effects, which I think might be a big part this time around.
Yeah.
So let's begin. Chapter 14.
Well, I was not expecting that.
Robotnik said as Tom and Maddie dropped out of sight. Sonic spun around and faced his tormentor with power crackling across his quills. He only had one chance to make this work. It was a moonshot, a William Tell, a blindfolded bullseye attempt in a hailstorm, and he'd have to do it faster than anything he's ever tried in his whole life.
Want to feel the power of the real chaos so bad?
Sonic taunted.
You'll have to catch me first, Robotnik. Name-calling hurts, you petulant sack of spikes, and challenge accepted.
Robotnik slapped at his controls with fury, and the spinning cloud of mini-drones twisted in the air towards Sonic like a slithered tech tentacle. Ew. Sonic launched himself in the air, and suddenly he could see everything in fine detail. He had sensed it at the Roadhouse, too, but he was having too much fun then to understand what was happening. All the madness, the mayhem, the pure chaos of the fight slowed down in his mind, and he could perceive every motion of Robotnik's mindless badness. With a light step, Sonic ran up the line of drones and into the air like a kid skipping across rocks in a creek. His sneakers pushed off the bots and sent him spinning right underneath the egg's bulky body. The bag of rings hung loosely in his hand as Sonic spiraled out and ran down the length of the building. He was in some kind of hyperspeed now, traveling at a pace outside the boundaries of reality.
Side note, so it's like that was a H.P. Lovecraft kind of description there, where it's like, it's just so crazy, dude, you wouldn't understand.
That's basically what he was writing. That and racism.
Yeah. Oh man, no one's gonna be able to hear my jokes now.
Sonic said as his feet slapped cracks and he slapped cracks.
Hell yeah, brother.
Sonic said as his feet slapped cracks in the windows of the building.
At least I'm used to talking to myself.
That's fucking sad. As the cityscape blurred around him, Sonic caught a glimpse of Robotnik's egg pod flying down the Transamerica building, trying to catch him. Fat chance. That thing was a drag, an anchor, a dead weight. But then Sonic caught a glimmer of something in the corner of his eye. It was blue. Robotnik had pulled up a glass case containing Sonic's lost quill, and with a click, sorry.
I thought you were doing a joke.
No. I'm used to reading erotica. No. And with a click, he activated the quill as a Chaos Power Battery.
That's our other podcast.
We'll reread erotica. I mean, fuck it. I would do that for money.
I mean, sure.
You want to have audiobooks of erotica? I'll fucking I'll bead your ears with my voice. Side note. Nowhere in the movie do they mention chaos, like Chaos Emeralds or Chaos Control. But this book is doing it a lot here. I think maybe just to tie it back in more. The egg pod shuddered with a reactive spark, and blue energy started coursing through the entire machine, Robotnik concluded. Shivers of electricity surged through his mustache, and the creep sped up, not quite to Sonic's hyperspeed, but close enough.
Yoo-hoo!
I couldn't even hear that over Discord, but I believe you caught it. He called to Sonic as the drones caught his pace and came into focus.
Don't run off now, Hedgehog. It'll only hurt worse if you do. Don't go too fast, Robotnik. You're bound to hit the wall.
That's lame. Sonic yelled as he cut back and ran around the corner of the building. He headed for the ground as Robotnik's cloud of metal clashed with the glass, sending shards flying into the street below, killing civilians and plenty of small children. No, I'm kidding. Sonic pumped... I mean, that's what would have happened. It's not that the streets are empty. Sonic pumped a fist in the air at the sound. He was home free now until the egg pod's missiles blasted off. Shoom! 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 A trio of rocket-propelled explosives curved around the building, hot on Sonic's heels. He leaned harder into the run, pockets of glass shattering with each footfall. He could feel the rocket's heat behind him. Sonic needed speed, crazy, mega, super speed. He began twisting
drugs.
Around.
He needed that
speed.
kick, dude. Lord.
He began twisting around and around the building, covering the skyscraper in a net of electric blue lines. With a zig, he led one missile astray, and it careened into the waters of the bay. Sonic spun around and ran head-on at another, and then, with a jump, he leaped over its nose, tapped a toe on its tail fin, and shot it far into the sky, where it burst like a fiery balloon. The last missile caught up to him at the top of the building, and Sonic led it straight towards Robotnik.
Well, if instead of balloon it said the Hindenburg.
It just said blimp.
Just a blimp.
Damn.
You think I can't see you?
The doctor cried with wild eyes.
With this power, I can see everything. I'll be able to destroy all that is worthless in this world. Everything will be laid to waste by the Botniks, and I will rebuild a flawless world as its god.
None of this was in the movie. He just hated Sonic.
Speedy delivery for the Godhead.
Sonic called and jumped aside as the missile collided with the cloud of mini-drones. Boom! The drones shredded to ash across the sky, but the force of the explosion kicked Sonic off his feet.
Shit.
He fell to see Robotnik holding firm in his egg pod.
He's got the power of chaos now.
Sonic said as he dropped through the air in free fall.
I can't leave him with even a drop of that power. Sorry, I clicked to the next thing.
Yeah. The street below rushed up to Sonic's face, but he grabbed a loose ring and called out,
You want power, Robotnik? You've never seen power like this.
Zam! The ring opened up that was very lame, I'm sorry. The ring opened up a portal in the ground and Sonic fell through. Building back up to the hyperspeed, the doctor screamed as he flew down after him.
What are those? Daniel? What are you hiding from me, you illogical hunk of meat? That's just mean shit.
I mean, to be quite fair, humans are an illogical hunk of meat. More so than any other animal. We got a pancreas. Sonic tore through a path through the new ground. And on the other side of the portal stood a sight he'd only ever beheld in the poster of his cave wall. The Eiffel Tower. The ring had delivered them to Paris. Sonic sped through the streets in a haze of blue energy and sampled Paris life as much as he could in the seconds he was there. He inhaled a loaf of French bread to carb up, downed a dozen shots of coffee for a caffeine boost, and slapped a beret on his head for style.
Ooh la la!
He called out and whipped the hat off to slap Robotnik in the face. The egg pod was careening wildly, never as fast or as precise as Sonic was when in control of his powers.
Come on, follow the leader.
Swoosh! Sonic sped up the side of the Eiffel Tower and left a streak of flames behind him. At its apex, he looked out over the great city and said goodbye. Robotnik rocketed up after him, but before he could reach Sonic, zam! Another ring warp and the pair fell onto the top of China's Great Wall, defiling an ancient civilization's entire monument. No. Sonic crouched low and sprinted down the length of the ancient structure. Robotnik swung in the air behind him, but no matter how many missiles the egg pod shot off, they were all incapacitated by the waves of blue energy spiking off Sonic's body. Sonic reached into his bag. He saw that there was only 3 rings left. Jesus.
Gotta make it count,
he said, and he thought of the next place. Zam! And then we got like a
tire marks.
Arrow, kind of like break, breathe, action's over, new tone, Animal Crossing. A ring warp sent them up into a cloud of thick desert sand. Oh wait, I guess we're not at Green Hills. Most of it kicked up by Sonic's smoking feet. In the distance, the pyramids of Giza towered like alien arrows. Sonic spun into a super fast ball, and the lightning he discharged turned sand into chunks of glass as he zoomed towards the tallest Egyptian pyramid. More like Sand Hill. I'm kidding.
There's nowhere you can run from me,
cried Robotnik, his eyes mad with electric power.
I'll destroy everyone and everything in my path to get you, Hedgehog.
A final missile launched from Robotnik's egg pod and bore down on him. Sonic looked up at the length of the pyramid, knowing another second wasted could mean its destruction.
It was a good run while it lasted,
he said, and he tossed his second-to-last ring in the air. Zam-boom! Fire and smoke poured through the other end of the ring's portal, and Sonic collided with the ground in the heart of the Green Hills town square. The ring bag bounced off into the gutter. He crawled up on his knees, but the impact of the bomb had shaken him. This was his last chance, his last hope, his final destination. He hung himself in the plane.
Jesus.
No. Just like in the movie. One way or another, it ended here.
You're an astonishing little creature. It'll be fun taking you back to the lab and shit, let me do that again. You're an astonishing little creature. It'll be fun taking you back to the lab and examining you,
Robotnik said as he hovered over him triumphantly.
Any last words? Guac. I like that word. Dun, dun,
Bam!
dun.
A harpoon emerges from the egg pod straight into Sonic's skull. Blue fur poofing off the other end, attached to a barbed spear.
Gray matter laid by the side of his body.
That was the end of chapter 14 of 16, and there's also an epilogue. So we got 3 more episodes. 3 more news episodes of doing that. So that's pretty good. And then we're going to try the Mad Libs idea, or try...
finding some weird fan fiction. Yeah.
But, like, again, I don't want to necessarily take someone's fan fiction without them knowing and then ridiculing it on a podcast. We gotta, like, find a way of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Making it work. So maybe we just do the Mad Libs idea. But yeah, this has been the Sonic Movie Show.
The Mad Libs you gave me. We could even use that.
You have a Sonic Mad Libs?
Let me check. I use the books to decrease the hum on my computer by putting it on top of the computer.
So you block the fans?
I don't block the fans.
Intake?
I put it on just on the top of it because I have only one fan in the front. But it just it absorbs the sound of the hum. Yeah, I have a Sonic Mad Libs.
Oh, so we have that, and then
World's greatest word game.
Yep.
Hashtag
There's also a Sonic Mad Libs based off the movie. So maybe what we'll do is I'll buy the movie one, and we'll go back and forth. So one episode, you do one from your book for me. One episode, I do one from my book for you. Maybe we'll do that. Does that sound good?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Ciao, ciao.
Yep.
All right, close it. No spoilers.
Look how happy he is.
Yeah,
He's like, "Hey, man, thank you for coming down to Mad Lib's world."
Yep, Mad Libs paid $3 million for this license. Hope they made their money back. It'd be funny to like hear that. I don't know.
I was gonna say that's a lot.
I'm sure it's like maybe $70K.
$10.
Yeah. This has been the 64th episode of the Sonic Movie Show. Nintendo 64 is what I would have liked to have this episode be based about if we were a Mario. Maybe we'll do the Mario movie show.
We just rebrand. We rebrand right before the movie comes out.
Exactly. Then we'll just cover the theme park forever too until the movie comes out. Sonic Movie Show airs every week on a variety of podcast platforms like the one you're listening to: Audible, Amazon, Spotify, Apple, Google, YouTube, the works. Tweet at us at Sonic Movie Show your thoughts about all of the bullshit we talked about. I'm sure none of it was interesting, but this was a weird episode. This is our last episode of the year, so we had to end it out.
It was us venting just about what happened this year. Okay, just don't blame us. You can't. blame
last
us.
episode we had a fun one, so I feel like this one was a different kind of fun.
This show is just bipolar. Actually, we have like excitement, yeah, fun, the world's great, and then just like a quick pendulum back to just, dude, fucking world sucks.
Yeah, I know. Hey, $600 though. You can afford everything if you put it to good use.
I'm putting
Tweet
it
at us at Twitter what you
stock.
think about. This is what I want to know. What do you think about the $600 check idea? Which I guess is going forward now. Or do you think that's good? Do you want it to be more? Do you think we should have been having universal income by now? Tweet at us at Sonic Movie Show your thoughts about universal income. Tweet at me at Ethan Absolutely your thoughts about Sonic the Hedgehog, and tweet at Devin dick pics. He's
don't
at
do
Twitter.
that. I will block you.
No, don't, please don't.
I think that's sexual harassment as well.
Well, I mean, we're giving consent right here.
I'm not.
His Twitter is at CURSONA YouTube. He just said yes. Don't do that. But you can tweet and said at him how much you enjoy his performance on episode 63, Sonic Movie Show.
Looking for any tips, especially that dick that Eggman used to turn on his electricity in his fucking flying saucer or whatever.
That's right.
That you said earlier.
That's right. That's right. Also coming up real soon is the next episode of the Chronicles of Diesel, first of the month. So stay tuned for that. 2020 is around the corner.
2021.
And... Jesus. That's okay. We did a thing and I wrote 2012 and I legitimately thought that was correct. 2021 is around the corner and we have a bunch of new surprising things. We're going to be doing new miniseries.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be doing special Twitter only content. And we have a few other ideas we might be sharing in the future as well. So it's going to be a fun year for us. And who knows, maybe we'll get to see movies again. I watched one movie in the theater this year.
I watched 3. 2 in January and 1 in February. I'm pretty sure.
Right. We'll see you next week. Next year.
Haha.
Goodbye.
Good afternoon.